Alright guys, enough is enough. I have decided I need a bit more redstoning with Steve in my life, and I think you guys do too. So here we are, welcome back after a long hiatus, redstoning with Steve. Today we're going to be going over Cubehamster's Hipster crafting table circuit, and as usual, we're going to jump straight into it. So over the past day or two, I've actually been looking really hard for a good circuit that I can actually really get into, something with a bit of substance, and that's not a door. I've been tempted to do stuff like 4x4 doors, but yeah, I'll end up just doing endless doors and piston doors, and I don't really want to do heaps of piston doors. But I found this circuit on Cubehamster's channel, and I thought it was a very good circuit, and looking at it, oh boy, it's going to be a tough one. We'll have a look how it works. Hipster crafting table, it's meant to retract, and my game sounds really low. I'll turn them up a little bit just so you can hear the pistons a bit better. So this is the original state, and I forgot I'm on creative mode. Oh, you can tell I don't play creative mode much, don't you? Oh, okay, crafting table. Him back, put him back. So this is the original state. It pushes out the crafting table to here, retracts, and slides in a glowstone block. Boom, too easy. And that's pretty much all it does. Ooh, corner says. Again, creative mode. So I thought it was a really cool circuit. I really liked the look of it. I really thought it was quite cool. And yeah, and after looking at the circuitry, I thought, you know, I reckon I can have a go at trying to explain this. So we'll go over a few basics first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, triple piston extender, which is needed to get it down the 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. So to go 3 blocks, you need 3 pistons. So that's the first kind of complication. Mind you, I'm not particularly familiar with triple extenders. I'm not going to lie. I haven't really delved into them much. Double extenders, I had a phase where I was really into them. But triple extenders, I have not done as much work on, so I may have to actually go over a really compact triple extender in this series, I think. I think I'm just going to have to go and do that. I know actually Cubehamster has a nice compact triple extender, so maybe we'll have to give that a visit. But pretty much this whole circuit is a triple extender and a block swapper, and that's pretty much it. And he's done the block swapper on the angle. Personally, I would have done the block swapper straight, but you know, that's just my personal preference. I just like them better. And a lot of this circuit is just ultra compact, and look at this, there's a lot of empty space here. This could be compacted even further, I reckon. Even further, but god damn, it's compact already. And we're gonna jump over there now, and I'm gonna try and explain this huge mess. So as I said, this circuit is a little messy. It looks a little messy, and it is just because it's so compact. It's just a consequence of that. Works beautifully though, must admit. Does work very well. Looking at it, it's not quite as efficient as it could be, I would say, but it's still, it just gets the job done. By efficient, I mean there's a lot of, in the triple extender especially, there's a lot of kind of unnecessary movements that we may notice. We're going to take a look closely at how the thing actually works. You can see you've got the extending there, and you can see the sticky piston extend, and that's a totally unnecessary movement. However, when we do this, it is a necessary movement. So through just looking at this, you can see that the triple extender program, I guess, the algorithm, I'll call it an algorithm. The triple extender algorithm is the same no matter what. And I'll already tell you that this large bit here is the bulk of the triple extender, with a little bit of help from this little line here. It's just helps butt it up really. So that's pretty much it. The other thing we're going to notice is when we open it, it just pushes it out and then block swaps it. But when we retract it, the block swapping happens first. So we're doing this, block swapping happens last. You can see that. Now we're doing this. Block stopping happens first, as you saw there. So that's pretty much it. I've got to stop clicking randomly. That's going to be a habit. So yeah, that's pretty much what happens. And you can see, and I'm going to retract, I'm going to actually extend it so you can see which block actually gets swapped, and it is actually a sticky piston. And now I'm looking at this. Look, I'm actually still having a look at this one, guys. I'm just trying to think what extends this bad boy here. Oh, it's this one. Okay, yep. So that's good. And actually, that's not a bud. Okay. I thought it was budding a piston blow, but it's not. Anyway, I should probably explain it to you. So we'll start with our input. Start with the input. The input goes to this redstone dot here, and we'll get some wool. Wool's very... No, we'll get a gold block. I'm going to do this in style. See, the lever fell down there. And I'm going to need a new lever. Oh. Boom, input. This is why I should be more prepared for these things. Okay, so there we are. There is our input. You could say our input goes to this block, which nothing at the back here. Okay, so it goes two directions. It goes left, goes right. The left one goes to repeater up here and piston here. What this setup actually is, and I have been over this in, I don't ask me what episode because I can't remember for the life of me. All these green blocks plus the sticky piston, and this redstone line obviously, form a dual edge trigger. So when we turn this on, it will send a 1 tick pulse through this repeater and up and all up there. And when we turn this line off, it will do exactly the same thing. Sends a 1 tick pulse no matter where you turn this on or off. And that's really useful. And pretty much this fires into here, into here, into here. Runs up, and stop doing that. Runs up here into these repeaters. And also doesn't actually run into this yet. It actually goes all the way up here. Runs around and up and down, left and right. Another 1 tick pulse here because we need to redo the one. We need to redo the 1 tick pulse because we feed it into these repeaters, I think. I'm not sure why it has a 1 tick pulse there. I would think it would already have a 1 tick pulse, but never mind, I guess. Never mind. That's just an assumption I would make. Bit confusing for me, but anyway, runs around here into here and feeds into these couple of blocks here, as well as runs down here into another 1 tick pulse generator, which goes into there, and then wraps around and goes into there, and goes into this block, and there is a dot of redstone under there, by the way. So that is your triple piston extender algorithm. I'm not going to go over how triple extenders work because it's annoying, but I'm not going to go over them totally. I will, however, give you a small demonstration of how this thing's working. 1, 2, 3, we've got a block. So you have to extend all these. They'll be in this position. Need a bit of extra there. So you need to extend, retract this, then extend. You need to extend, retract this, then extend and retract both of them with a 1 tick pulse, then extend and retract all 3 of them with a 1 tick pulse. And that's your algorithm, I guess. So you just have to run through every one time. Each algorithm one time. And basically you're running through the first piston once, and the second piston, then the first piston, and the third one is the third piston, second, first. And it works a little bit like that. I'll time set 0. I got to do that more often. Oh, pfft. So yeah, that's pretty much how the triple extenders work. I might post a link to my multiple piston extender video because in my first season of Redstoning with Steve, because that pretty much explains the algorithm. I am definitely not going to go over this because it really is just a pulse and then another pulse and then another pulse feeding into it, and just a lot of pulses to get this triple extender up and down. And the one thing you got to note, the one thing I want you to note is that it runs the same algorithm whether you turn the lever off or on. The exact same algorithm. So even if we take this block out, in fact I won't, because sometimes it can mess up with piston coding. Go out and in, and you can see down here it plays exactly the same piston behavior whether you retract the workbench or extend the workbench, pretty much. So that's the thing I want to note. So we'll move on to the block swapper now. So the block swapper bit's a little more complicated to understand because there's a lot of block update stuff going on. There's just a lot of block update stuff going on, pretty much. This whole bit, including these two here, I don't believe they affect the thing at all, no. So it's only this section, small section here, so about this 3x3 area, and this line along here, which acts as a carry. This is essentially the block swapper circuit. So we've got it off right now. So we know that when we retract the workbench, we want the block swapper to fire last. And when we extend the workbench, we want it to fire first. We'll have one quick more look at it just in case you missed it. See here. Oh no, when we retract it, we want it to fire first. My bad. And then when we extend it, we want it to happen last. Okay. So when we flick the lever next, we want the block swapping to happen first. All right. So we actually have this piston and this piston. They're the block swappers. You can see they're actually hooked up to exactly the same line. That should give you a clue that they're kind of related. They're not operated individually, so they're part of the one overall circuit. So we'll go from the input, and we've got a couple of different directions, oddly. It's a little odd how this works, but it's very ingenious, and mind you, Cubehamster is an absolute genius, but, you know. What powers this? Oh, they're running into it. Pfft. Okay, that makes sense. So we're going to turn this on. It's going to go there, go to here. This block is vital. So vital, I'm going to put a diamond block on it. We're going to go diamond. Bling, bling. So it runs into this block, right? This actually splits the signal. Now, you may remember when we covered ABBA switches. It's sort of like an ABBA switch. It's like a one-way ABBA switch, basically. So it will turn on... It will, when you, how do I explain this? It's kind of like when you turn it on, it will activate fast, and when you turn it off, it will activate slowly, or vice versa. So it's a bit like that. It's a similar thing you use in, it's a very similar thing I used in my triple extender in my LP world, actually, but it's just very, very compact in this case. So this diamond block runs up to here, inverts this torch, and this is after 1, 2, 3 torches of delay. Then 4 torches, runs to here, 5, 6, and then activates the block swapper, basically. And basically all the block swapper has to do is activate these lines and then provide one of them with an update, because you've got this obsidian block here, and this is basically just to stop this one wrecking the machine from pushing pistons out. And if a piston is, if it's kind of powered, say if a piston is powered here, we power it when it's like this, and then we break this block, we have to send an update to it to make it extend, obviously. So I'm pretty sure that this redstone torch just provides an update. I'm going to say that because it doesn't do anything else. Or it's this redstone wire. And again, I'm not really sure what this redstone torch is for. So that's pretty much what's happening. This line's splitting, going across, activating our block swapper. And it's activated after 6 ticks or 6 torches the first time around. So that's pretty much what's going on. However, and sorry, I just had to adjust my headphones there. However, when we do the other way, and I'm going to activate it. So now we want it to activate slowly. So we're going to turn this line off. You can see our input lines there. Excuse me. This is going to go to here, redstone, and is not going to turn this torch off. Why? Because we still have these repeaters on. Where the line splits, this diamond block, it splits it up here and down here. Goes 1, 2, 3, well, 12, 13, 14, 18, 22, 26, 30 torches of delay compared to the 2 here. So when we turn it on, this redstone torch changes after 2 torches, and when we turn it off, this will change after 30. Yeah, 28 torches of delay difference. So that's pretty much what's happening. So this diamond block is absolutely vital to the whole mechanism. So when we will turn it off, this is actually irrelevant in this case. It's totally irrelevant. So it will turn off. Look, I can even break this redstone line. It doesn't matter because we still have to deactivate this one. So that's what's going on. After our 30 torches, this will go to here and we'll activate the block swapper mechanism as usual, except it will be in the opposite way. It must be. So he's done it smart here. You can see this piston's powered, but it's blocked off by the obsidian block. So when we provide an update to this, it will actually push our thing in. And the update, I believe, is provided by... Oh, I think it's just provided by... I think it's provided by this redstone torch turning off. So there you go. So that's our block swapper. I think that explains it well enough, I hope. I hope you get that. But it's basically when you turn it on, it activates quick. When you turn it off, it activates slow. And that's essentially what you have to remember with this type of block swapper. So our last little bit here, the last little bit to explain is this little line here, which goes all the way over to here. And what it does is, it looks like it's not going into anything, but if we break this block, you can see it's running into there. So you can see this line coming up here, activated by the 30 torch thing, and it comes along here, pushes this across. What happens here is this goes into here, which activates this and the piston, and it actually just provides a one tick pulse, basically. That's it. It's just a little compact way to do that. So you could just use a 1 tick pulse normal generator in here if you really wanted to. And pushes, either retracts this block to here or pushes it in to here. And that's pretty much what it does. So you can see in this state, it has no effect. There's nothing there. Absolutely no effect when it's retracted. However, when it's extended, it actually does have an effect. So you can see that this block is powering this piston, which is pushing the wooden half slab into place. So when we push this piston down, it cuts that power. And I think it's just a smart way of doing it, really. It really is just a smart way. I'm just trying to think. This was the bit I was kind of confused about. I think it just... Okay. So you can see, because Cube didn't want the piston extending right to the end, he decided to, instead of doing something like the block swapper where it activates fast and deactivates slowly, he went for the lazy man's option, just left this torch to do what it wants, power the line. However, he's hooked that piston basically up to this 30 tick or 30 torch delay, essentially, and had it cut it right at the end. Right at the end. In fact, it cuts way after the block stopper because it has to go through all that and then through another set of repeaters delay. So that's pretty much what's going on. It's just a little final extension to push the wooden half slab into place. Okay. Oh, So I think that about explains it. Trust me, I spent about half an hour looking at this thing trying to absolutely figure out what the hell was going on, and it is a little bit more simple than you think it is. It's just extremely compact, and I've got to tell you, Cubehamster he's a genius. My God, I wish I could be like him. No, but he is really good with his compact stuff. There are just some things in here you just would not expect to find in a normal circuit. There's just some genius stuff, like this thing here to this thing. That's just genius, really. And his triple extender stuff is just so ridiculously compact. I don't know how he does it. So that's it, guys. I'm going to leave a world download of the original. I'll probably leave the original world download, so you won't have these fancy wool in there, but that's okay. So definitely go check that out. Go check out Cubehamster if you don't know of him, which you probably do, I'm saying. But if you don't, and you love Redstone, you are missing out. So definitely go check him out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode back of Redstoning with Steve. Hopefully much more to come. You can go back and watch the first season episode if you really want to. If you're really missing me. Go to the comments right now also and leave me a suggestion for a circuit to do. Chances are, if you suggest it there, I'll probably do it, because I'm just out of ideas for this series, guys. And if I keep running out of ideas, you're going to get less and less Redstoning with Steve. So hope you have a good one, guys, and I'll catch you next episode.